Hello and welcome to my Anthropology Journal podcast. I don't know who's listening to this, but I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so quick recap. This week, we dug into the origins of race, like where the whole concept came from and how it was built into society through science, politics, and power. Basically, how humans managed to take differences and turn them into hierarchies. One of the main figures we studied was Samuel George Morton, a physician from the 19th century who published a book called Crania Americana. Morton collected skulls and tried to use their size and shape to rank human groups by intelligence. His so called data claimed that white Europeans were superior, while Native and African peoples were biologically less advanced. It sounds absurd now, but at the time his work was praised by major scientists such as Charles Darwin. Morton's ideas became part of a broader pattern during the Enlightenment, when thinkers, mostly white men, were obsessed with classifying everything in the natural world, from plants to animals and insects and even humans. They redefined race from meaning shared ancestry to meaning fixed biological difference. This shift, which told people that other races are inferior and basically not human, helped justify colonization, slavery, and exclusionary laws like the U.S. Naturalization Act of 1790, which limited citizenship to free white persons. So, in short, back in the day, science and politics worked hand in hand to create a system that treated race as natural, permanent, and unequal to justify the business of slavery, which whole empires depended on. What I found the most shocking was how science, something meant to explain reality, was used to distort it. Morton's skull charts looked objective, but really they were just racism with measurements. It's like history's worst version of just trust me, bro. And even people trying to do good, like some abolitionists, ended up repeating racist logic. They argued against slavery, but still saw Africans as childlike or tame. And this was eye opening to how deep these worldviews went to, where you could oppose slavery and still be trapped in the same mindset that caused it. The Enlightenment connection also surprised me. I grew up hearing about it as the age of reason, but for non Europeans, that reason often meant exclusion and oppression. Philosophers like Kant and Hegel claimed some groups were outside of history, as if whole civilizations didn't count. That kind of thinking is still today when people talk about certain cultures as backward or undeveloped. This especially hits home for me, where growing up in the Middle East, our textbooks were filled with names of scientists from the region, people whose discoveries shaped math, medicine, and astronomy. But when I came here, almost no one had heard of them. The textbooks focused almost entirely on European scientists, many of which had actually built on the work of those same Middle Eastern scholars. Bringing it closer to now, I thought about the Our London Family Plan and London's action plan to disrupt Islamophobia. The pattern hasn't disappeared, it's just evolved. Back then, it was skulls and pseudoscience. Today, it's stereotypes, media framing, and subtle systems that define who belongs. The logic of hierarchy is still here. It just updated its language. On a personal level, it reminded me of small things like how your name, accent, or even how you look can change the way people listen to you. Understanding where these ideas started gives me words for something I've always felt but couldn't fully explain. One thing I looked into this week is how museums handle collections like Morton's. Many of those skulls still exist in archives. Some institutions are now repatriating them. But I wonder, is that genuine accountability or just surface level repair? Anthropology helped create these narratives. Now it has to figure out how to correct them. But yeah, from Enlightenment reason to modern Islamophobia, the story is uncomfortably continuous. Thanks for listening, and I hope this was enjoyable.